Well, thank you so much for coming out tonight. My name is Mike Sutton. I have the privilege of serving as the President and CEO for Habitat here in West Pasco County and in Pinellas. And on behalf of our organization, thanks for coming out. It's great to actually be back outside a little bit, you know. I mean, we've been locked down for quite a while, and so I know how anxious people have been to just get out and enjoy each other's company again and that kind of thing. So I wanted to tell you all a little bit about what we're doing here tonight, and but before I do that, I want to make sure to recognize a few folks and thank them. So we've put together a committee up here in Pasco County to help us as we launch our Hammers and Heels program, and that's really what we're going to be talking about tonight. But I'm going to give you an update on Habitat. But I want to thank a few folks. Lynn Skelton. Lynn, thank you so much. Lynn's been a great partner for us as we've really kind of ramped up our efforts here in Pasco, but she offered to step up and help us with launching our Hammers and Heels group. Gina Betts, where'd Gina go? There she is back there. Thank you, Gina. And Judy Probst and her team have been awesome, so thank you all so much for everything that you're doing. I think when you see your friends support an organization, I think it helps to validate the work that they're doing, and we can't thank these three ladies enough for helping us out as we launch this program here. So if we back up to March 2019, Habitat for Humanity in Pinellas County and Habitat for Humanity here in West Pasco merged operations. And so the whole reason for that and the only goal associated with that was to serve more families. I'm really excited to share with you that we've done that, and we will continue to do that. So when we became one as an organization, the West Pasco organization was building maybe 1 to 2 homes a year. And so what we've been able to do by joining forces, we will actually complete 12 homes in Pasco County just this year, which is, I had to speak in front of the county commission the other day, and I said, hey, we've had 1,200% growth this year. And I figured you can only say that probably once, so I figured I'm gonna kind of use that statistic a little bit. But the group that kind of came over with the merger did a really good job of building the framework for the organization, and we're just so excited to be able to serve more families. You're going to hear from Leanne Watson here in a few minutes. Leanne will be getting her keys a week from tomorrow. You can't start crying yet. So Leanne has got an amazing story. She lives right across the street here. Her home is in downtown Newport, or right by downtown Newport Richey. She'll be a brand new resident of the city, and we're just so proud of her and the work that she's done. But let me tell you a little bit about Habitat, because there's a lot of misconceptions, right? One thing that people think about Habitat is that it's a free program. We build homes, we find someone who wants to buy it or wants a house from us, and we just give it away, give them the keys, and they move in. That couldn't be further from the truth. So all Habitat families have to apply and qualify for the program. And there's 3 main criteria. One, they have to show a housing need. So they have to be coming from a place where they're living in a substandard living situation. Maybe they're living in an overcrowded situation. Maybe they're paying too much for rent. And we know that the rental market's getting so out of whack. So they have to show the need. The second one is they have to show an ability to pay. So they have to have steady employment. They don't have to have perfect credit by any means, but they can't have anything in collections. And so a lot of our families we work with for months and sometimes years to get them to a place where their credit history is cleaned up a little bit. We never look at credit score, but we have to have nothing in collections. So they have to show an ability to pay a mortgage. And then the third criteria is that they have to be willing to partner with Habitat. And that sounds very vague, but let me tell you what that means. Number one, they have to put in 20 homebuyer education classes. Those homebuyer education classes are designed to help them become more self-sufficient. They are designed to help them budget for the future and to be a successful homeowner. They also have to put in 300 to 450 sweat equity hours. So they're out swinging a hammer and helping to build Habitat homes as well as the home of their own. It's been a little tricky in COVID, but we're working through it. And then at the end of the program, which usually takes 12, 18 months, at the end of the program, when they receive those keys, they are purchasing that house from Habitat. So it's not free, but we're providing them with a zero interest mortgage. And that zero interest mortgage guarantees the house is affordable and it keeps their payments low. And if they've learned stuff throughout the budgeting process, they're learning how to advance their life and advance into the future. So we do see a lot of families who come from a place where they're paying $1,200 to $1,500 a month in rent to a place where they're now buying a house from Habitat, and with taxes and insurance are paying anywhere from $600 to $900 a month. And so that difference, that's exciting. That difference, we teach them through those classes. What do you do with that? And how do you build towards your future? How do you go back to school? We see grades of children improve. We see relationships improve. We serve a lot of single moms. About 75% of the families we serve are single moms. We know that the stability of a home leads to stability in their relationships. And so we're just proud of the families that we work with. Now, we've built 645 homes between both Pinellas and Pasco counties in our history. And out of those 645 homes, we've only had 6 foreclosures in our history and 0 foreclosures in 15 years. So what that says, in my biased opinion, is that the program works, the education works. The folks that we partner with, the great part about it is the way that the community comes together and wraps their hands and wraps their arms around them and ensures that long-term success. So we know we could be sitting here 15 years from now, and Leanne, 15 years later, will be successful. Her kids will be in a better place, and that stability of home ownership is going to just lead to such great things for her and her family. So and we can do question and answers all night, I'm sure, but before we get there, I want to introduce Leanne. She's going to come up. Now, she's nervous. She's overly excited about her home coming up in about another week, but we also know that she's excited to share with you all what this experience has been like for her. So, Leanne, come on.
The sweat equity. I love Habitat so much, and I appreciate the opportunity. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's been amazing.
Have a drink.
It's been an amazing journey. Not only did they build my house, I have 5 bedrooms. My mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor, currently has lung cancer. Habitat built a bedroom for my mom as well. So the fact that you guys have given me so much, I'm so appreciative. My kids are excited. I literally drive by my house like every day. I've been watering my grass. I closed on the house on the 18th. I was accepted into Habitat November 18th of last year, and I get my house November 18th of this year. So it's been amazing.
Wednesday, 9 a.m., 5919 Mackey Lane, M-I-K-I, Mackey Lane in Newport Richey. If you'd like to join us for the dedication, come on by. You can also watch it live on our Facebook page, so you can do that as well. But if you've never been to a Habitat dedication, it'll be, I guarantee you, it's the best 15 minutes of your day. You know, one of the things I like to say is that, again, our families work so extremely hard to get to that day of home ownership. And it's symbolic when we hand that key over to them, we are breaking that cycle of poverty because they now have, they have equity. They're building equity from day one, and they have an asset to now pass along to their family. And so, and with that zero interest mortgage, they're not paying principal, so every dollar they're putting into that house is equity that they're building towards their future. So, Leanne, congratulations, we're excited. I don't know if you really heard her say, so she was only required to do 450 hours. And how many did you do?
I'm almost at 600.
So, a little bit of an overachiever. But again, if you want to come out and celebrate with her next week, we'd love to have you out and to just experience a Habitat home dedication. So, okay, so let me look at my program here so I know who to introduce next. Gina! Literally, I have 4 bullet points. It's each person that's speaking. So now we're at Gina.
Hello, good evening. This is a wonderful night, isn't it? And we've only just begun. Thank you to all of you for being here with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the Habitat team and for all that you do. Can we give them a round of applause? If you have not met this awesome team, you want to, because just like me, they will make your life better and enrich it in tremendous ways. So we are here tonight because we are kicking off the Pasco Hammers and Heels group. And let me go back just a little bit and tell you where the dream began. Well, of course, the dream began in the hearts of Habitat long ago, but I found out about the Hammers and Heels group because one night I was scrolling through LinkedIn. And if you are not linked, or you are not Facebook friends, or any of your other social media platforms with Habitat, go home tonight and be sure to join in because you're going to get lots of wonderful information. And when I was scrolling through LinkedIn, I saw this incredible picture of these women building, and it said, oh, the Habitat Hammers and Heels group, is building today. If you're interested, contact Pam. I'm interested, right? Hammers, I love that. Heels, absolutely. Count me in. So I emailed her, and she promptly emailed me back, as they always do, and gave me the information on this group. Well, I'm Pasco based, but there wasn't a Pasco group yet. And so I went down and joined Pinellas. And when I got there, I was overcome. Here were all these wonderful people that were all there because they believed in the mission and vision of Habitat. And they wanted to team with Habitat in what was taking place in their community. But you know what else they wanted to do? They wanted to invest in the homeowners of Habitat. Well, that night, Pam happened to mention and say, you know what? We're going to get a Pasco group going. And I said, I am all in. And so I'm so thrilled to be working with you other wonderful ladies on this, and all of you that are in this room, because I hope you know you're going to be part of our group, and tonight you're going to join. So it's very exciting. So you may be wondering, what exactly does the Habitat Hammers and Heels group do? Well, let me tell you. We come together, we build relationships, we enrich each other's lives, but most of all, we are working to help Habitat build a home for somebody that needs it. How do we do that? We show our support. We make an investment of $500 by joining this group that goes to the home. And we actually get out there, and if COVID allows, we will be able to build. And it is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And you may be sitting here and you may be an expert builder, and that is awesome. Or you may be sitting here and thinking, I don't even know how to get a nail in a piece of wood. I have good news for you. No matter where you are on the spectrum, you belong. This group is for you. So we say that we come together and we love our community, and we love the people in our community, and we believe in what Habitat does, and so we want to be part of that. Just like Leanne, you see the incredible impact that this is making on her, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So many bright days and futures to come for you. Lakeisha was the recipient of the Pinellas Home, and I got to meet her and her wonderful children. And what this is about legacy building. This is about changing lives and investing in others. So we are thrilled to have you with us tonight. If you know other people that want to come and join this group, invite them. We want to have them. We'll continue to have events. We'll continue to be together. We'll continue to get information out that Pam will send to all of us. If you want to write your check tonight to Habitat for $500, you can do that. If you want to pay on a monthly basis, you can do that. All we need is your commitment to say, I'm in. I want to invest in Hammers and Heels. I want to invest in the family that's going to be chosen as the Hammers and Heels recipient. And I want to be part of this group because I love Pasco County. I love the people of Pasco County, and I want to make a difference. I am so thrilled to be with you tonight. I'm so thrilled to get to know each of you. Again, my name is Gina Betts. I look forward to us standing on the porch of an incredible house and cheering on another homeowner together in the future. But you know what? That's one house. And I look forward to all the houses that are going to come from this group being planted here in Pasco. Thanks so much. If I can answer any other questions for you or you have anything, please don't hesitate, and I look forward again to meeting you. Take care.
Wow, I'm about to join him. That was awesome, Gina.
I'll take your check.
So,
I think he said he's joining me now.
let me, real quick, let me introduce the Habitat staff that are with us. So again, I have the privilege of working with some amazing folks at Habitat. We have 65 folks that work in our organization. One of the very first things we did when we merged the two in March of 2019 was we increased our minimum wage to $15 an hour because we want to be a leader in our community. I'm a big believer that just because we're a nonprofit doesn't mean that's our business model. It's a tax status. And so we have to raise more than $20 million a year to continue to do the work that we're doing across Pinellas and Pasco counties. I'm going to talk about how much it costs to build a house in a second, but let me introduce, so Stacy Efall's on my exec team. She's our Executive Vice President of Development. She came to us from the Humane Society. She's like, I went from dogs to working with people, like, you know, they actually interact with me now. Haley Wilbur is one of our marketing staff members and is filming us tonight so we can play this for other people. And our Hammers and Heels guru. So Pam's been with us for about 5 years. I've known Pam for probably 12. But she wears all kinds of hats. And so, but the one that she, I think, enjoys the most is working with our Hammers and Heels group. So Pam Ora is our Director of Development at Habitat. So again, we just have an amazing team. Of the 65 staff members, we have about 15 of them that are based here in Pasco County. They work on Madison, right by 54. So I mentioned building a Habitat home, right? So it's not a small widget. A lot of money's got to be raised and a lot of efforts have to be put in to make a Habitat home a reality. A typical Habitat home costs us probably around $160,000 to build. That includes property, that includes the actual building of the home, permitting, all that stuff. And there is that misconception again that Habitat, oh, well, they just get everything donated. And that's not necessarily the case. We do get donations. We use volunteer labor on probably about 40% of our homes. Right now, 0. The one challenge we've had in 2020 is that we've had to use all paid labor for everything we've done all year. So it's making our houses cost even more. So it's a pretty large, complex organization to make the wheels continue to move. So we again appreciate all of you being here tonight, and we hope that you consider joining the Hammers and Heels group. So hold on, I got to pull out my agenda.
It's Judy. Judy.
Judy's last.
Judy.
Last but not least. I stuck the agenda.
You did a good job. All that with just warnings on a crowd's mind. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. This is a subject that's very near and dear to my heart. You know, just being in real estate, being a local resident, being in this community, and seeing the change that Habitat for Humanity has made in this community. Am I right? Yes. We are seeing crime reduced. We're seeing dilapidated homes turn into beautiful homes, and really good people moving in and being part of our community. So when Pam and Mike approached me and asked me to be a part of this group, it was a no-brainer. We were meant to start out when was our first meeting, in March? March. So anyway, here we are in November. It's okay. We're okay, and you're here. And what I want to ask you to do is to think about who do you know that wants to be a part of this group. This is not a one-night event. This is an ongoing process. So we're going to start with one home, and we're going to get together people that want to either donate the money themselves, have their company pay for it for them, Allison, okay? You know, have a fundraiser, Sherry. Sherry is going to, she's the animal fundraiser that's probably going to help us really go a long way to our goal. But the fundraisers are fun raisers, right? So we can have fun, we can start this group, we'll have fun, we'll get together, we'll raise this money together. And so when you commit to $500 tonight, what you're committing to do is not pay that $500, but to help us raise that money. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Well, they can
Yeah.
pay too. They can pay tonight. Or
Oh, you can pay tonight. Pam wants me to. If you want to write the check tonight, we will accept it. Thank you very much. And beautiful people will be able to find the homes of their dreams at a price they can afford and help improve neighborhoods and help improve communities and just really make our lifestyles overall even better than they are now. So we're so lucky and blessed being here. That's why 1,000 people a day are moving to Florida.
talk about the
Oh,
tickets.
yeah. So if you join tonight, you have the opportunity to win. Yes. And so we have you'll be entered into a raffle, and we have 4 amazing prizes. One is this beautiful liquor basket. Tito's, I see Tito's and some other fun things. And then we have our hammers and heels baskets, which of course all of you ladies have to have one of these, right? So it has a beautiful wine holder and a beautiful bottle of wine from Great Expectations. So anyway, thank you for coming tonight. I hope you had a good time, and let's join Hammers and Heels, and let's also tell all our friends. We have a luncheon on Friday. It's not too late to show up if you know somebody that should be here. And if not, don't worry, that we'll have plenty more opportunities to get together. This is the beginning. It's not a one-time event. So I just look forward to really working together with all of you here, and many more people that will join us, that we're going to build some homes. And thanks to my husband too, Kurt Lindemann. He's also a co-sponsor, by the way. He's the builder. If you need some real hammer, you can go see Kurt.
Awesome. Thank you, Judy. So again, Leanne, thank you for being with us tonight. We really appreciate you sharing.
Thank you
just
for
a few
asking
moments.
me. Thank you
We,
for asking me to.
We're all so excited about you moving into our home next week. Gina, Judy, Lynn, thank you all for inviting friends to come tonight to hear more.
I forgot to do something.
Oh, hold up. You're not on part of my script, though.
I know, I should have written it down. Sherry has a fundraiser coming up she'd like to tell you a little more about. I want to introduce my friend, Sherry Hingelholt, the fundraiser.
Hello, I'm living in All Harbors, and I'm so happy to see some of you that I know, and excited to meet the rest of you. I do fundraisers. I've owned a biker bar for 20 years. I still own it up north in Idaho. It's a crazy little place. But I do fundraisers. I've done over 250 fundraisers, and I've raised a lot of money for a lot of different things. And I was really excited when Judy invited me to this one, because I've really gotten to this point where the politics and everything else, I was a little blue. And so when I saw this, I'm like, great, I get to throw myself into something again. But my husband and I made a deal a long time ago. He's not giving me any more money to join any more groups. So I said, okay, I'll get my own money, so I do fundraisers. And I have a fundraiser coming up on the 21st. I have flyers. I'll make sure you all get them. It'll be at a little place called The Garage, which is just off of US 19. If you're going up over the bridge, you'll take a right on Grand, it's right there. I met this gentleman, he just opened the place, he knew nobody. He said, my husband and I went in there for a cocktail, and he said, we have beer and wine, and nobody knows I'm here. And I'm like, I'll change that. So we're gonna help him. A little bit about myself. I have a disease that's called silicone atrophy poisoning. I've had breast cancer twice. I've survived it. I'm a trooper. Thank you. And through that, one of my implants apparently made me very, very ill. And the silicone is in my body. I was told 15 years ago I was going to die. And I had a little lightning experience about 15 years ago. And God said, not yet. He wanted me to have a few parties, but apparently he wasn't going to send me to hell to have them. He wanted me to have them here. So I'm still here. That's when I started raising money for really good groups. I'll make it till the 21st. I'll make it through COVID. I guarantee you God doesn't want me yet. And with that said, I'm going to make a lot of money for this group. I'm going to pay for my $500 that way. I hope you'll all come on the 21st and we'll make a lot of money. If you don't have the money to join this, we'll take the money out of it that night and you'll join up that way. So with that said, thank you, Judy.
All right. Choking on ice. Thank you again for being with us tonight. We hope you stick around. There's definitely more wine, there's more beer, there's more food. Before we wrap up, I do like to always provide the opportunity if anybody has any questions for us. I'm a firm believer that if you're thinking something and you ask a question, there's at least 5 other people in the room that are thinking the same thing. So, yes, sir.
Where are you building the houses at?
It's a good question. This house, the Hammers and Heels house, will be built right around the corner on Leisure Lane. So that's an area that Habitat invested in a number of years ago in partnership with the county. We've torn down 28 dilapidated trailers in there. We've purchased about 45 lots. There's a lot of backstory there in terms of how much we can do there before a significant investment in infrastructure is needed. But we've completed 9 homes. This will be the 10th. And then we're also building homes all throughout the county. So we have a couple under construction right now in the city of Newport Richey. We have 2 up in Hudson. So we'll continue to look for property and continue to build wherever we can find it. There is some challenges with Leisure Lane and Van Doren, and we're working right now with the state legislature on trying to get some funding to put in new streets and really the running water and the sewers that are needed to do further investment in that community. So, great question. Anything else?
I have a question for Judy. Can we have like somebody join Hammers and Heels that is deceased that their husband wants to like have a legacy for them? Wow. That's
Yeah, definitely. We can work through all those details. If you want to do something in memory of someone, in honor of someone, we know some of you would want to do it possibly in your business's name. We can work through all that. Our Hammers and Heels expert, Pam Warren, will be happy to talk through that with you. So,
I have cards. If anybody needs a card, I'll give you a card tonight, and then you can get in touch with me.
I want to make a couple comments. Being involved with this project from the very beginning of Leisure Lane, when it first started, is that in Habitat, one of the great things that they do is the families or single parents that sign up for this program, and you're going to make me cry looking at you, they go through so much to get to the point where they get the keys, that you have no idea. I mean, it's just truly amazing. So the commitment that they give, it's not like they can just walk into a real estate office, sign a contract, go to a mortgage company, and they own a home. So the amount of commitment and time and effort they have to put in to be the recipient of the home is incredible. Dedication, everything that they do to become a homeowner. But what they do is they do it together with other families. So the thing that's so amazing, especially over here in the town of Country Villas, is that so many of them did it together. So because they did it together, they're now neighbors. So imagine that going through a program for 2 years or a year, and the people that you're in that program with now are your neighbors. Habitat builds in communities in Pinellas where they've got a whole community. So as they go through those programs together, they get to know each other, the families, the kids, and everything, and then they become neighbors. And how great is that? I mean, that's just an amazing thing to say that, whoops, sorry. How many do you do a year? You try to do a year, like in this county, what's the goal or? Well, right now, there's been 12. I sponsored the home right next to the first one over here in Leisure Lane. Forrest got the first one, Old Harbor Civic Association sponsored that. And I sponsored the one next to the Brown family. And I've gotten to know almost every family in that community. And it's pretty incredible to see the dedication, the gratefulness that they have to be in the situation they're in, to have a home. Even the tiniest things, and I know that I sponsored and kicked this off with our meeting with some money from my business, but I'm also giving 500 today personally because I believe so much in this project, and I believe so much in the families that are willing to say, I'm going to give it all to get through this program. It's not easy for them. So a lot of people just think it's so easy to just go buy a house. But what they go through to learn through this and learn how to budget and learn to pay things off and figure out how to have a better life for their children and to know that they have something to pass on to their children, to know they have a home. So I think, for me, it's really dear to my heart. If you have friends that maybe don't want to be involved in it physically, can't make it to meetings, maybe they are willing and they're afraid to come out. They're more than willing to join and not do anything physical. So they can give the $500 and maybe in the end, maybe they can follow it through virtual, maybe they can follow it through videos that we take. But it doesn't mean they have to be physically involved to join. So that's one thing I have friends that are designers that I have one that has some physical problems right now. She wanted to be here tonight, she can't. She will be joining. She doesn't know if she can do anything other than give the $500, but that's okay.
And that's perfectly fine, yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that everybody, as you're inviting their friends, they understand that they don't physically have to swing the hammer if they don't want to, that they can give the money and follow the journey, so.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And Lynn, thank you. Thank you for the support to kick everything off and also join in tonight personally as well. The great thing about Hammers and Heels, so we launched this group about 5 years ago in Pinellas. I would say we have about 100 members, and I would say it's broken into kind of thirds. So we have a third that what's really important for them is they want to come out and swing that hammer. We have a third that are like, look, I want to give my financial support, but don't ask me to come swing anything. Then we have the third that some of you may fall into. They're just the ones that want to drink and have fun. And so they're like, invite me to the events. I'll support. Maybe I'll swing a hammer. But for me, it's a lot about the connections, the networking, the camaraderie, and really wrapping their arms around someone who can benefit from the program. So
I think what Lynn's saying that we have, and it gave me an aha, is that imagine us a year from now together, those of us that have gone this journey together, and we built that house. Think about that feeling. That's the feeling I got when I heard you talk, Lynn, and it's like, that's what we're looking for. Right, Leanne? We're out here like, wow, we did it. We built a community, and we built a house, and now, we made a friend and a neighbor.
yeah.
Do you already have a set group of contractors that you work with, or are you accepting donations from contractors that are willing to help?
No, that's a great question. So so the way we work at Habitat is every single home that we get ready to build, we price out. We go out for bid on all the products and all the materials. In the case where we have a supplier or a contractor that wants to donate labor or supplies and that kind of thing, we then work through that with them. So if you have someone who would want to participate on this build, then we can definitely talk through that.
I have a large group.
Awesome. No, that'd be great. Any other question? Yes, Gina.
You shared the date that we are looking for our Hammers and Heels house to be completed.
What's the date?
We don't.
Did we have a date?
Well, yeah, 2021.
Oh yeah, it's in 2021.
Yeah.
Was there like a?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That was not on my that was. So the idea is, so our plan is to build a home in 2021. As I mentioned, right down the street here, Leisure Lane, the lot is on Leisure Lane. It is Leisure Lane. We will have details on that family very, very soon. Yeah. So we'll have that family identified, and hopefully in a few weeks, in a month or so, we'll have details that we can push out to everybody with a bio on that family, so you have an idea who we're working with. So, but exciting stuff, and our goal again is to just serve more families. That's what we constantly are striving to do at Habitat. Affordable housing is such a need in our community. The families we serve are stuck. They're in a place where they don't make enough money to qualify for government subsidies or assistance. They also can't walk into a bank and get a traditional mortgage. And so without Habitat, they would be stuck in that cycle of paying too much money for rent and not being able to build equity. And Leanne is the example of someone who is going to get there and be able to do that. So again, thank you all for being here tonight. It means a lot to Habitat that folks come out to hear about the program. I know it means a lot to our families that we serve. And again, tons of liquor flowing, tons of food. But thank you again. Everybody stay safe and appreciate all. Hold up.
Question, how do we join?
There's a form.
There's a form on your table. There's some info sheets on your table, but then there's also the forms. Yep.
And then secondly, don't forget, you get a raffle ticket if you join, and you got exciting prizes.
Exciting prizes. Thank you all so much.